hard to use, right? If you go up here and click this button, it will make it so that it doesn't take up the whole screen. And then you can adjust the size of this any size you want. So if you want it to be skinnier so those buttons are closer together, you can. So get it adjusted to whatever size you want right now, because then we're going to start taking notes. And if yours is like that, totally fine. Just leave it just like that. If yours shows up a little differently, that's totally fine. You just get it adjusted to whatever size you want. If you don't have this bookmarked, it needs to get bookmarked, because from now until the end of chapter 8, this is the calculator we're using.
I think I'm hacked.
The reason I want you to use this calculator is this is the one that you're going to have on your Smarter Balance test, and I can't help you with it during that test. So I want you to practice with it now so that you know what you're doing. Okay? We have kind of two odd days because we finished chapter 7. You guys have worked really hard, so I wanted to be able to do a little bit review, but not completely waste our time or start something new before your long weekend. Bless you. So we are doing a Wonderful Wednesday assignment. It is complete review of exponents that we did a long time ago. Wonderful Wednesday is going to remind us and make us remember exponent laws. When you multiply, keep the base and add the exponents. Nicely done, Jack. Add the exponents. We know we're multiplying because there's dots in between these. That means multiplication. So the problem on the left, what's my base that I'm going to keep? Y. Now I need to show Miss Hoff that I'm adding all my exponents. What are all my exponents? 4 plus 3 plus 1. If it was a 0, it would not be there. Okay? Go to your calculator. And we type 4 plus 3 plus 9 plus 1. And then the blue button at the bottom is your enter. 17. So your answer is y to the 17th. That's it. Okay. On the next one, we need to group things that are alike. We need to show that our numbers out front need to be grouped together, our coefficients. So we're going to put those in a set of parentheses. We're going to put 2 times 3 times 4. Then we're going to put all of our x's in a parenthesis. So we're going to write x cubed and x cubed. And then we're going to put all of our y's, y squared and y. That y at the end, what exponent does it technically have? A 1. Good job. Good job. Okay, the numbers out front, we actually multiply. So on your calculator, type 2 times 3 times 4, hit equals. 24? Keep your base. What's your first base? X, and what am I going to do to my exponents? 3 plus 3. Okay? And then what's your next base? Y, and what are you going to add? 2 plus 1. So my final answer would be 24, x to the 6th, y to the 3rd. That 3 is kind of hard to see because I got a weird y in there. Okay? All right. When I divide, keep the base. And, very good, subtract the exponents. Okay. On the left, what's my base? Y. What am I going to do to my exponents? Subtract 6 minus 2. So on your calculator, 6 minus 2 is 4. y to the 4th. On the right, we're going to do the same thing like we did and regroup them. We're going to put our numbers out front together in their own parenthesis, or their own fraction, sorry. Now, m doesn't have anybody else, so just going to be all by itself. And then we're going to put the n's together. Now, my numbers out front, what do you think I should do to those? Actually divide them. Because they're the numbers out front, we're actually going to divide. 32 divided by 16, 2. Now, on this next one, is there anything to do to m squared? No, so just put m squared. On the last one, what's your base? N. What are you going to do to your exponents? Subtract 8 minus 3. So our final answer, 2m squared n to the 5th. All right, our third rule was when you raise a power to a power, keep the base and multiply the exponents. We have to share this outside exponent with everything on the inside. Okay? So we have to take -5 and give it the 3rd power. We have to take x to the 4th and give it the 3rd power. And z to the 3rd and give it that 3rd power. Everybody follow what I did there? Okay. Now, on your calculator, go to your calculator. We need to actually take -5 cubed, but notice where Ms. Hoff put her parentheses. You also need to use parentheses. Okay, so click your left parenthesis, -5, close your parenthesis, and then right here, you see this AB button? Yeah. That's your exponent key. So you're going to click that and say, I want it to go to the 3rd power. This one right here. And then we hit enter. Because we used parentheses, it's going to tell us the right thing with our exponent. So it is -125. Now, keep your base. What's your next base? X. What are you going to do to your exponents? Multiply 4 times 3. Then we're going to take our next base. What's our next base?
3 times 3.
Z, and 3 times 3. -125 x to the 12th, z to the 9th. Good job. I'm impressed with your memory recall here. Last thing. We can never have negative exponents as our answer. To make them positive, we have to move them in the fraction. Okay, so we have to remember our laws, but then we have to change things before we're done. In this first problem with W, what math operation does that dot mean? Multiply. So multiplication tells us when we multiply, we keep the base. What's my base? W. And then what do I do to my exponents? You add them. 2 plus -5. Okay, go to your calculator. What in the world? No, go to your calculator. Don't get too far ahead of me. 2 plus a -5 is -3. So we're going to write W to the -3rd. But Ms. Hoff just told us we cannot leave exponents negative. Put it over 1, and then this guy needs to drag down to the bottom. What gets left in the top? A 1. And what goes in the bottom? W to the 3rd power. Don't forget your base. Don't forget your base. Okay, on the next one, what's this fraction bar mean? Divide. And when we divide, keep the base. What's my base? Y. And what do I do to my exponents? Now pay attention. Watch, 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 watch. -4 minus -6, which then ends up becoming a positive. Now I will also tell you on, oh my gosh, my computer's stuck here. On this, if you type, was it -4? -4 minus -6. Is that what it was? It will give you the correct answer. This calculator will help you, and Ms. Hoff always reminds you of that. Like, let the calculator help you. So we get W to the second. Should I move that to the bottom of the fraction? No. Why not? Very good. It's already positive. Leave it there. Okay. The back of this is blank. If you want to use it, if you don't want to flip back and forth to your notes, you're welcome to grab grid paper. You have an Alex assignment called Wonderful Wednesday.